What do you got encouraged by with the way these 6 preseason games went and heading into the regular season next week?
Just our chemistry. I think we built our chemistry as the games went on and on and on. We're starting to learn each other. We started to learn each other every quarter, every time we was on the floor. So that was the biggest thing that we can build from the games that we played.
Hey, LeBron, I don't know if you remember this moment, but when you and Russ went to Summer League for the first time, Austin was playing in the game, and he said he heard the roar in the arena, but he couldn't tell what happened. And then he heard a voice from like the second row yell out, "Good," after he did like kind of a routine dig down or something on the weak side. And it was just the fact that was the play, right, that you had called out. You were watching, and he then put it together once he got to the bench. Do you remember that? And does a little moment like that tell you something about him or something about you?
Absolutely. I do remember that. And, he was the back line of the defense, and the shot went up, and it was his obligation and his job to crash down on the big, either for a block out or if the ball was going to another place on the floor. But, just seeing that IQ from him, from a rookie, and knowing that he was a guy that we drafted, I was like, okay, that was a winning play. So, like I said the other day, the kid is pretty good, and we're happy to have him here.
Would that be just a general way for you over the course of your career? Is that the quickest way to get your trust, is by somebody with IQ, or is that a fair statement?
I just always have loved playing with guys with high IQ and guys who play the game the right way. It's just always been I've always grown a likeness and a love for players like that who literally have zero entitlement, who just come out and work, who play the game the right way, always in the right spots, and understand and learn from their mistakes.
Hey, LeBron. Seeing Russ on the court for these last 2 games, being in those minutes with him, what kind of energy and I don't know if pace is the right word, but maybe force is a better one, that you and him can both bring at the same time? What kind of pressure do you think that puts on teams?
Well, one thing it does do, both of us on the floor, it takes a set of eyes or 2 eyes, set of 2 eyes off of us individually, and now when the ball is swung to us, we're able to just attack. We've grown so accustomed over the years of having, teams keying on us when we bring the ball in transition, defenses loading early, and not wanting us to get into the paint and break the defense down. But when both of us are on now different sides, if one of us are bringing the ball down and we get the defense shift on this side, quick swing to the other side, now we're able to go with not a set of 3 or 4 eyes looking at us. So it's just constant pressure that we're going to put on the defense. And ultimately it's going to help, AD. It's going to help our shooters. It's going to help everybody on the floor because we can break down the defense at a high level.
Kyle?
AD was talking about how in film sessions you guys have studied how chaos is playing a role in what you guys do, I guess, offensively. I was just curious for more context on that, what you think you've shown in the preseason with that and what the potential of that is.
We're just trying to learn each other on the fly, fast track, how we can come together but not shortcut the process at the same time. So that's the main objective for our ball club, and we want to continue to do that every day. We get an opportunity tomorrow once again to learn some of the things that we did well from tonight, some of the things that we didn't do so well, and how we learn from that going into the next few days. So I look forward to that.
Dave?
LeBron, I got off the court question for you. The business news today that you guys shared with Spring Hill in terms of bringing in some new partners as investors, and them being, or several of them being, companies that you have long-standing relationships with. One, what's the meaning for you about that announcement? Like, what did that cause you to reflect on today? And 2, does that have any sort of parallel to the fact that you would bring in companies to another company that you founded to be partners? Does that have any reflection or parallel to the way you kind of have approached basketball? Because you've had, dating back to St. Vincent St. Mary's days, you seem to share your success with your teammates, and that's been kind of how you've continued throughout the game.
Well, I think the announcement today, it was a huge announcement for our company. Obviously, for all 141 employees that we have, it's a big moment for all of them, for all of us, and I think I'm excited to be the leader of 141 employees at Spring Hill. We preach diversity every single day. We empower diversity. We empower our people, in our building, and we want to continue to do that. And the byproduct of that is being able to create great content, create, great. Things for people that people like and that people want to be a part of, and that's what happened today. Being able to have partners that joined us, that want to be a part of the future with us, was a byproduct of how we empower our employees every single day and how they give back to us with their unbelievable minds, beautiful minds. So, for myself and for Maverick and for Randy, for Rich, when we started this thing over 2 decades ago, I guess, it was a lot of people who, and the majority, who believed that we would fail, said that I was making a huge mistake by, bringing in my friends to run the business side of what we wanted to do. And we use that as motivation. We also use that as a stepping stool to get better, because we didn't know it all. We knew that we were young kids, in a system in a league that we didn't have much things to base our, base anything off. We were all learning on the fly, but the one thing we all wanted to do, we wanted to work. We wanted to work. We wanted to learn. We wanted to be sponges. We wanted to figure out ways how we can make an impact, not only for our community, not only for our family and friends, but for people that we didn't even know at the time that will hopefully be able to join us later down the road. And that's what the announcement today was. So, it's a great announcement for, like I said, for our employees, for everybody that follows Spring Hill, for everybody that's a part of it, and to our new investors, to our new people that's joining us. It's going to be a great partnership, and we look forward to continuing to grow, as we've done over the last couple of decades.
That was LeBron James, and here is Josiah Johnson Caruso giving Austin Reeves his honorary to go plate, and LeBron James absolutely loved it. The GOAT, Josiah Johnson.
Josiah's a funny dude.
AD, you came into this preseason saying you wanted to build a rhythm. That's why you wanted to play as much as possible, I guess. Obviously not a good shooting night tonight, but how did you feel rhythm-wise kind of over these 2 weeks?
I felt good. That's what preseason for, try to get in the rhythm, and that's how I wanted to play majority of the games, play 5 out of 6, to try to find that rhythm. Didn't shoot it well tonight, but I think overall, I found a great rhythm as far as, shooting the basketball, conditioning, defensive tendencies and things like that. So I feel good going to opening night.
You guys obviously went 0-6, but I'm curious, what are you encouraged by from this preseason heading into the regular season, and maybe what do you think is ahead of schedule with this group right now?
When we look back at film, you think you play bad, you actually play pretty well, despite a loss or a win. And, every day we go on film, coach shows us positive things, the way we move the ball, the way we cut, the plays we're making just playing randomly. And so we're encouraged by everything that we do. We have spurts where we look really good, like we did in the first half of the first quarter. So, but the thing we can get better is obviously defense. Defensively, we can get a lot better, and new guys trying to play in a new system, and old guys trying to get acclimated to the new guys who's trying to get acclimated to the new system. So it's a lot, but we're gonna chip away at it every day.
Kyle.
AD,
Why aren't you here, Kyle? It's an hour flight.
Fair point. Okay. But I was just curious. Frank was talking about the plan to kind of split minutes at center and power forward. Again, I'm wondering how important do you feel your shooting specifically is to playing, especially with DeAndre and Dwight in those lineups?
It's pretty crucial because it opens up the floor. And I'm gonna shoot the basketball no matter if I'm on or off. My job is to create the space and open the floor for guys, especially when Brown and Russ like tonight. Brown and Russ are getting downhill, Doe getting downhill, and being able to make shots. Helps everyone on the floor. Helps them keep attacking and for me, opening up the paint for them. So anytime, and that's what DJ and Dwight on the floor or off the floor. I think just being able to knock down shots will open up the floor for our guards to attack.
Dave?
I didn't make the trip either.
I see.
So we were talking to Steve Kerr the other night, AD, before you guys played the Warriors, and he was talking about the first year with Steph, Clay, and KD, and he's like, we had all these discussions about how we're going to share the ball, and then just at the end of the year, we looked at the stats, and all three guys averaged the same amount of shot attempts, 19 a game. Tonight, you, Russ, and LeBron were all kind of somewhat in range of each other, but have you thought about how that can work out? Who's going to get ultimately the offense run through them the most in terms of getting the most shot attempts?
Nah, we haven't talked about that. And honestly, we don't care. It's going to be shots. Nights where guys on like Brown was on tonight, so we're looking for him. I'll have nights when I'm on and you're looking for me, same with Russ. So, it's all about planning the flow of the offense, flow of the game, and see what happens from there. But, we never try to say, all right, you get this amount, I get this amount, and, whoever's left get that amount. So, we just try to play within the flow in the offense, and, when shots come, if you're open, shoot it, or if not, move it.
LeBron with 30, Russ with 18. AD has been really good in the preseason. This was probably the one game that he had where he wasn't as impressive. Yeah, that's 62 points between the three. AD with 14 on 5 of 18, 12 rebounds. One thing we talked a lot about in the pregame is he just passes every test, Brez, when it comes to talking about AD.